On the horizon, you see their ships. Armed for battle, you know that you're about to face a naval invasion. Naval units can be tough to defend against, so today we'll be talking about how to put up a near unbreakable defense. Let's start with defending against cloaks sent over the sea. For defending cities that are not on the coast, make sure to not leave gaps of any larger than 2 tiles between your units. That way, your units will be able to detect any cloaks that leave their dinghies. Use more units if you can afford to, so that your opponent can't create gaps in your defense as easily by killing units. For coastal cities, the task is a lot more difficult. If you can, place your own ships outside the city to defend it. Otherwise, the best you can do is to minimize the effects of an infiltration. Block as many land tiles in that city's territory as possible with your own units so that they can't get too many daggers onto your land. If you want more info about defending against cloaks, I have made a tutorial dedicated to that. Link is in the description. Now, for defending against other naval units, such as boats, ships, and battleships, try using catapults. You may be wondering what is stopping your opponents from just shooting your catapults, so I suggest the following. Place your catapults so that there are 2 land tiles between your catapult and the nearest sea tile. It may be tempting to move your catapults close to the shore so that they can shoot more, but placing them further back will mean that your opponent can't shoot them down from the sea, and you can shoot any of their units that land on your shores, as well as those next to them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't place catapults close to the edge, but make sure that you have enough catapults that are safe from being shot from the sea. In front of your catapults, place a shell of tougher units. Swordsmen work best if you are late enough in the game to afford them, but you can use warriors and defenders earlier on. These will help defend your catapults and kill more of your opponent's units that leave their boats. Make sure to place at least some of these units 1 tile behind their shoreline. That way, your opponent's boats and ships will have to move right up to your coast to shoot them, placing them in range of your catapults. If you use catapults and tougher units correctly, your opponent can only attack by overwhelming your defenses using a very large navy. If they can afford so many units, they would lose many of them in the process of attacking. And the costs of battleships are immense. They deal the same amount of damage as catapults and are around 3 times more expensive, since a defender battleship costs a total of 23 stars. Now, for this to work, make sure knights can't get onto the same landmass as you. Leaving a boat ends a unit's turn, so you have a chance to kill any knights that enter your land. Of course, try to kill all units that disembark, but prioritize knights, because one could be catastrophic for your catapults. If your opponent already has cities on the same continent as you, this is a lot more difficult. My advice is to play aggressively and keep units near their cities, so that they don't have a chance to train knights. If you suspect that they may be able to get knights, use catapults sparingly and space them further apart. If your opponent is attacking from a nearby island or continent and they have ports near you, you can stop them from making boats by placing catapults in range to target their ports. It's always catapults for defending against sea units, isn't it? But don't do this if they have other boats or ships nearby, otherwise they will simply shoot your catapult. And finally, remember that having a perfect defense will not win you any games on its own, unless you're playing in perfection mode. At some point, you'll need to be able to launch a counterattack. So, when you have a good defense, upgrade your cities and improve your economy. Then, when you're powerful enough, you can make ports in difficult to reach locations, such as those on the opposite side of the landmass to them, to get your own navy to counterattack, and protect them with, well, you guessed it, catapults. Thanks for watching, leave a like if this video was helpful, and subscribe for more Polytopia tutorials.